kia ora koutou whānau. Welcome back to Big Hearing News, Bright Hearing News, Friday edition with Magenta. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Freshened up the green so it's a bit brighter at the moment, so that's good.
Nice.
I figured, it's my birthday on Sunday, so
Ooh.
might as well update the hair so it doesn't look too bad.
I'm exactly the same. I timed my hair dyeing, so that was soon or around my birthday. Fresh hair. It's the best gift.
Yeah. Gotta. But yeah.
I also see you've refreshed your background a little bit. You got a flag up there?
Yeah. Well, I figured since obviously I went to see Benjamin yesterday, I was like, might as well chuck out the non-binary flag for a bit,
Nice.
Change it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll be one of the stories we talk about tonight. I thought we missed out talking about it when the news broke that he was leaving. So I thought it would be really nice to show his speech and have a bit of a corridor about that, which I thought you might appreciate.
Oh, yeah, I ended up getting invited to the after drinks in the Greens office. Yeah.
Fancy.
Alcohol
with top
Parliament grounds.
Oh.
Right?
Very cool. Very cool. Yes.
Also, yes, just a reminder.
Yes, sorry, apologies. That is I'm really bad for that. I'm really sorry. Apologies. Do call me out on it, please.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice does make perfect. It's just one of those things that when I have like a male name, I just sort of you kind of lean that way, but
yeah.
Nope, do call me out. Practice does make perfect.
Hell yeah.
Right. Well, we've got a show. We've got a show to do, Magenta. We have a show.
Much happening.
Yeah. We've got a lot happening this week. We've had Chewie away, so we've had lots of exciting people on the show, which has been great. Lots of interesting discussions.
Good to see the fresh faces in the hot seat.
Yes. I particularly enjoyed last night's episode with Bree.
You mean the night before?
Shame. No, it was the night before, was it?
Yeah, Pat was supposed to be with Bomber last night, but was by himself.
No. Yes, because Craig did jump in, didn't he? Yes, it must have been Wednesday night then. Yes. No, she made me feel.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I was just like, damn. I didn't realize. I kind of didn't know her by name. I more knew her by, turning up on my screen. Because remembering the names of people that come up on my screen a lot, oof, not very good, that one.
So it's been a bit of an exciting week in terms of the show. Pretty average week in terms of news. Shit happening. But tonight I thought we could try and put somewhat of a positive spin on things. Mm-hmm. So we'll try and spin the Benjamin Doyle as a positive story, but maybe less of it's a positive, but it's like we're talking about Benjamin Doyle, like it's nice.
I mean, they as a person are nice and positive, but the fact they had to leave Parliament, I'm an angry little boy over here.
Yeah, I can imagine. But they had some really cool things to say in their speech. Fire. Very, very, leaving with fire, I think. And,
I'm glad
also some of the things that they said, I really want to touch on as well.
I'm just like, yes, fucking call them out.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. Yesterday, I also had a chat with Paul McMahon, who is the co-chair of the People's Choice, which is sort of like a co-op organization of sorts, party of sorts, not really a party. They just kind of house a bunch of left candidates here in Christchurch who are running for local elections. So that's everything from the board, community boards and ECAN, which is like the regional board, and the other one, council, obviously. So I had a chat to him about that, kind of got an idea of what to expect. And yeah, it was quite early in the morning, so I didn't think Magenta would like to.
I wouldn't have been alive, probably. Nah.
Yeah, no. So
Anything
just
before
myself.
midday is out of my reach.
We can you can get your thoughts after we play that, and then what else? What else is on there? Oh, Jim Bolger was had some thoughts to say, and I thought this was quite interesting. Just to sort of, I feel like that's also kind of a positive. They're calling out the government and all governments for not thinking about long-term thinking.
Oh yeah,
after
absolutely.
The Wellbeing Economy Alliance put a document to Parliament. So we'll have a quick switch over that as well. Yeah. And we'll obviously the memes. But before we do memes, shall we? I keep forgetting to do this. Last week we didn't get to the thank yous. We should probably do those.
Yes.
Obviously, our patrons. Thank you, patrons, who make the show possible. Without you, we don't really have a show. I don't know why I was zooming in. It's all the same. There are 461 of you.
It always adjusts weird.
There's 461 of you, so a big thank you to all of you who make the show possible with your monthly patron donations. I think Pat said that there's some exciting things happening, some changes in the work, perhaps.
Yes, I heard. Might be some secrets happening.
Yeah, about the tiers and things. But generally speaking, you get this interview, which we're going to show tonight, which you would have got an early preview of if you're a patron. You also get sneak peeks of shop updates, possible merch drops, artwork, that sort of thing. The pink PHN, which if you got that exclusive, well done. Speaking of, you can also support us. Go by bhnshop.nz, our merchandise store where you can get Nikki No Boatses, a Chewie Foo-Foos, the boys, the crew, and some tax work, less tax wealth, more. Fuck around, find out. And is there another one? Oh yeah, we are the grassroots, and I feel like there's another one coming as well in this.
Yes, well, I know Pat showed some pictures last night of some doggies.
Oh yes, those too.
So wow, he said hopefully before Christmas, but at the same time, it's expanded so much already. I'm sure the people can wait.
Yeah,
but not for Nala. To be fair, it's just like, gotta give me some of that Nala, guys.
I think we'd be in trouble if we didn't have Nala merch for Christmas. But hey, busy man. The factory is going to be very busy this Christmas, I think. So,
oh yeah.
Let's not put too much pressure on him. But
because elves can only do so much, guys.
Yes, there's only so much free labor in the house of Brittenden. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, we'll say that. But the artwork is done, the artwork is there, and it's ready to be put on t-shirts and stickers and all sorts. So, very exciting. But yes. And a big thank you to everyone who's in the chat today for showing up and for watching and contributing your thoughts and calling us out. Or agreeing with us. You know what? All is good.
Right. Just hanging out and letting us take up your Friday evening is more than enough. But also, hey, if we can encourage a few people to, I don't know, vote in their local elections or, those types of things, then that's even better.
Right. Well, I think we're due for a meme review.
Oh, yes. Honestly, I had no idea how to do this week. I was just like, it's been this meme's gonna be very reusable probably for the foreseeable future. I do love this one. Good old throwback to. Also, I know that they're still going. They have like a Spotify playlist that still does the Now. That's what I call music series. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane,
right?
Jeez.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm assuming you saw the news
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, well, yes, state terrorism charges have been dropped against Luigi Mangione. He's still on trial for the lesser charge of second-degree murder, but
Which is
stoinks.
somewhat fair, but wow, I didn't know that. That's the opposite of what I would expect. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was surprised too.
Interesting.
Someone decided to make, and I mean, their face, it's definitely rough.
It's giving stroke.
Right? Also, this one just gave me quite a good giggle.
Oh
The
my
pink
god, that's
robe.
funny.
So bad. Good news, everyone. I've put thoughts and prayers in the form of a suppository.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is a great one from Kiwi Burb. Got
Wow,
blame
that's-
labor.exe has stopped working. Check online for a
Next level.
solution. Blame Trump tariffs. Love the details. I also, this is how what I'm pretty sure inspired the Gen Z in Nepal. And that's my headcanon anyway. Just, hey Phoebe, I know what we're gonna do today. Ah yes, time to overthrow the government. God, Phineas and Ferb's so fucking good. And obviously, this was the cake from Benjamin's little leaving after food and drink. It was a great cake. Also, surprisingly, the icing was like a cheesecake kind of icing. It was really yum. Plain vanilla cake underneath. Oh, yeah, there we are. But yes, that was this week so far. Got more to come though.
Nice. Great way to start. Well, do you want to? I'm just thinking which order are we going to do this in tonight? I think we should go to Benjamin.
Yeah.
Because I
Sounds
think
good.
like there's some positives in this that I think are worth sharing. So obviously, Benjamin Doyle was an MP in Parliament. Had a bit of a calling out by how do I put this? He his personal social media was found. Their social media was found. Their personal social media was found under Bussiga law. People that don't really know the queer community thought the worst of it and thought that it was some sort of sexual thing. And obviously the queer community and people that kind of know the space are like, what the fuck are you on about? You clearly do not know this community at all. And Bussy Galore is it's kind of an in-joke. It's its own thing.
I mean, what it was like modeling off is literally pussy galore. So it also just felt like a dog whistle mostly. It was just them trying to straw man, being like, oh, this is inappropriate. Meanwhile, straight people will always go, oh, is that your girlfriend? Or is that your boyfriend? To literal children.
So that was sort of the thing that kicked off this whole thing. They were doing some amazing stuff in Parliament. They were the first non-binary person as MP in Parliament. Essentially they were attacked by a bunch of people in Parliament, sadly. Winston Peters being one of those big proponents of it. Basically calling for investigations and a bunch of things that were totally overblown, and it essentially kicked off this big wave of hate towards them, and a lot of sort of that kind of group of people that are anti-trans, sort of sitting in that. I mean, it's not the same, obviously, but you know, they have the same feelings with people that are different, especially queer community and people that are don't prescribe to the binary, which is you know, for some people it's a little hard to understand.
Doesn't work out for most people anyway. It puts everyone in boxes.
Exactly, and they were doing some pretty cool stuff to break the mold. And with all of this, they took some time out of Parliament. And then they eventually came out and said, I'm not going to return. I'm going to be leaving Parliament and stepping down because essentially all of the vitriol, all of the hatred, and they've done it for their kid, basically. To be with them and it's what their kid wanted. They said that they didn't want, they didn't want all this. this
Oh
bad
yeah,
stuff
they
that's
don't
happening
want
to
to
them.
have
And it
to
was clearly
leave.
obviously taking a toll on them as well, right?
Well, I mean, to me, the most disgusting thing is, like, I was pretty sure and assuming that people must have been really, harassing this kid if the kid's kind of gotten to the point of saying that to a parent. But I mean, as I'm sure you saw in the speech, it was actually so much worse than I even thought. Like, the fact that they had to take a child out of school for fears of safety for that child. Like, I don't give a fuck what people disagree with in terms of lifestyle or whatever the fuck. But if you're threatening a child, like, you're just a piece of shit. Especially if your issue is with an adult. Go have an issue with that adult. Do not fucking bring this child in to not only feel fear for their own safety, but then by extension, realizing that there is a genuine risk to their parents' well-being. Like, no one should have to worry about that. And no kid should have to even feel like they have to say that to their parent. It's just fucking disgusting. And I just think, for me, it's just like, why is no one asking Christopher Luxon why he's let this happen? Because to be honest, this news has been covered and kind of no one's really been talking about it much other than when it was first kind of announced. And to me, this is like, if Chris Hipkins, like, let's say they never won the last election, Chris Hipkins was still the Prime Minister. I would have expected Chris Hipkins to step in if his deputy prime minister was actively spreading hateful and false disinformation and misinformation about another MP, to the point where that MP is now no longer able to go to their fucking mailbox. Not even just go to work, but can't even go to their mailbox, can't go to, spend time with family and friends for fear that they might be, like, targeted just by association. Like, our prime minister has a lot to answer for because this happened under his government. And his government have actively caused this. Like, we had a deputy prime minister who was going around very obviously just stirring shit because he wanted to. And then what? Benjamin just has to deal with the repercussions and no one else is kind of held to account? Like, it's pretty disgusting. He said nothing about it when all of, like, that stuff was going on. That enabled all of this to go so much further. And then ever since the announcement, I don't think I've heard any, like, I haven't seen him talk about it. And if anyone's questioned him on it, I don't know if they've pushed him hard enough, because this is honestly just an indictment on the current government and situation we're in. Like, we didn't get 12 months. Couldn't get 12 fucking months until they literally got bullied, and not even just bullied, but literally physically intimidated out of a job that they have every right to be doing and have been doing a fucking amazing job. Like, they've been doing a lot to work around helping people get access to IVF so that they can have families and actually have kids themselves. Like, doing a lot of mahi with the firefighters and during scrutiny week. Trying to, wonder why we don't have enough supplies for our firefighters. And it's just sickening that Chris is just not there, hasn't been saying shit. And I really need to see some of the more mainstream medias actually call him out, because he's supposed to be running the show. And if this is the show he's running, then he's got a lot to answer for. Oh, I think you're muted.
I am.
I think
yeah,
when you,
no, I can,
there you go.
Yeah.
You're all good.
I need like a big red button. I think we should. The speech obviously is. We can't play the whole thing of it. But I thought I would just highlight a few things that really stood out to me. I'll play the opening remarks, which is about 1:20, or the opening statement. So, and then I also want to go to a wee bit that sort of echoes what Te Pāti Māori have said about sort of the colonisation institution that is Parliament. That's not that the headlines. That have run with the them calling it a hostile and toxic place, which is fair. But yeah, we'll have a listen to their opening remarks, and and then we can hear from Magenta as well about being in the room.
Yeah.
I did not come here on my terms. I was summoned under difficult and unexpected circumstances, but I accepted that call. Today, however, I leave by choice, not because I want to, but because I have chosen to put my child first. If our tamariki are the reason for being here, how could they not be our reason for leaving? Nothing is more important and precious than those we love most. For them, we must live and fight and at times choose to leave. This place was not built for people like me, which is precisely the point. It was built on the basis of exclusion and control, on taking, hoarding, and guarding power. The colonizer's tools will never dismantle the colonizer's house. It's taken me 10 months to truly comprehend what that means. And while I do not accept that change is impossible from inside, I have come to learn that it comes with a price of violence and hate towards my people. This is a price I am no longer willing to pay.
I just wanted to note there as well, the name behind them. Is it
Lawrence or Fernando?
No. Fernando? It is Fernando, is it?
Yeah. Or Francisco.
Francis? Oh.
No.
Apologies.
Oh, where's Rygen in the comments? I know Rygen knows.
Behind them. Yeah, being very
Ben's
emotional.
Work wife. Yeah, that's Ben's work
wife. Oh, is it?
Yeah. They're work wives. And obviously so is Kahu, so yeah. But they were taking it very, very hard the whole time because I could see them and I was like, I didn't realize they had that personal kind of relationship. Obviously, it was Francisco. Thank you. Cool. I thought Fran sounded right in my head, but yeah, Francisco.
How was it being in the room listening to the speech? What was the general vibe? Because especially when they started to call them out. Well, we'll get to that in a second, but yeah.
I mean, well, first of all, the entire government side of the seating area was almost completely filled up. There was only, I think, a couple of seats that weren't really that had been reserved, but obviously people didn't turn up for. So really good turnout because obviously I know in the Greens network, the Rainbow Greens network, as well as a few of the online queer spaces, they were kind of putting out the call to get people to come and tautoko and kind of be there. So yeah, it was packed. I also think a lot of us did not realize we should have taken tissues with us. So I'll be honest, I can't say I was exactly looking at everyone else's reactions during it because I was just sitting there trying to not be as obvious about Kurt fucking bawling my eyes out I was. So yeah, it was definitely as Noah said here, heard many sniffles from the gallery during the speech and Gary was also there. He was sitting in front of me and I remember I tapped him on the shoulder near the end just to be like, hey, I got here. And bro turned around, red eyes. And then as we were all walking out, there's just everyone red eyes, bloody sniffling their bloody face. Because, yeah, it was a hard day, I think, to be queer, especially to be, more gender non-conforming, trans kind of area as well. Because obviously when they came into Parliament, it meant so much to all of us. And now to see hatred pushed that out is honestly, it does kind of make you feel a little defeated in a way of just being like, God fucking damn it, I don't want you getting your way. Like, and it's not that they're wildly getting their way, but it is the result that they wanted. And that is very frustrating. And yeah, it's one where it's both sad and angry, but also like, okay, I've just got to fucking double down, knuckle the fuck in, and be a lot more vocal and I guess visible in ways that I can, to kind of, feel like you have any sense of control in this type of situation. And as Gary said, it was the most fabulous gallery crowd ever, and he would know because he's almost always there. And yeah, there was a lot of sad but good community. I saw so many people I recognized, whether it was from BHNers that I saw there to Green Party members that I saw there. So it was kind of nice to actually see all of us kind of in one space and go, oh wow, we really do have a bigger family than maybe sometimes it feels like it. And yeah, it was a lot of big feelings. And it was also, there was one kind of funny, cute moment that as after all of the, we did the waiata with Benjamin at the end, and then basically all of the Labour and Green and Te Pāti Māori MPs basically lined up so they could kind of do their final hugs and stuff like that. And obviously the very few people from the government side just kind of left because why would they? But then from the gallery, someone started the good old te aroha. And so, we did the 2 rounds you do of te aroha. But like Kahu had just started to get her phone out to film it. And we just finished. And then you just hear this, ano. And she's just like, can you do it again? And gets us to sing it again so she could film it. Which honestly was a nice little fun kind of, I guess, palate cleanser in the kind of mamai that I think everyone was feeling at the time. So yeah, it was a lot.
So I think we should look at the part where they basically call out the government. They call out Parliament also. Mm-hmm. Call out Parliament for the place that it is, the institution that it is, and that the hostile and toxic that made it into the headlines is in its full context, which I think is important to
absolutely
to show. So we'll have a look at this wee bit.
Solidarity and the fight they continue in this place. This is a hostile and toxic place, especially if you're not a cis, straight, white man with a blue suit and a briefcase. But most of all, it is not fit for purpose. As a nation, we must reckon with this reality. A political system imposed upon this land and its people from a colonial empire which sought to name, claim, and maim is never going to honour te tiriti. It will never recognise the dignity of all life or seek justice for the poor and oppressed. It was built to serve a status quo that protects the powerful at the expense of the people, at the cost of community. This system was built, and so it can be rebuilt. The revolution begins in our hearts and minds, but there it must not remain. It must rise up from the land, from the people, from love and vision and hope for something infinitely better than what we are subjected to now. If not for us, then for our children and those in every generation to come.
Yeah.
So good.
And
we're losing so much goodness from that side.
I feel like that was the bit that I was just like, Yes, like there is a fight outside of Parliament, and I think we are somewhat part of that, of the revolution, as they say. But that's the bit that I really liked about that it's, you know, it's not just what you can do inside. Actually, there's a wee bit later on as well. I didn't timestamp it, damn it. Where they, what was it? If I can quickly find it. But I think they were saying, oh no, I'm gonna have to find it. Speak your thoughts, Magenta, for a second.
Oh yeah. Also, I don't know if you can, but a lot of the time these speeches are published as press releases, so you might want to Google and so you can Control F.
Yes.
But no, and I mean, I do absolutely agree. Like, it was difficult, obviously, in all of the, you know, painful, annoying, angry bits. But at the same time, I did agree, because I mean, I think it was sitting in that crowd of people where I recognized people from different parts of my life and in completely different spaces, but we were all there for the same, you know, kaupapa. And I think, like we've been kind of doing here with BHN, you know, we're doing more, we're getting community going, like whether it be seeing the good old people in the Discord chatting with each other. Like I saw some people who were asking about like Northland local politics, you know, getting someone in there and they're helping each other. And that's definitely where we're going to have a lot more power. Unfortunately, we do need that arm as well, but they're going to be able to help the other arm at least. So
I found the wee bit, so I'm just going to play
nice.
this last. I don't believe it's the end of the speech, because the stuff recording is only 6 minutes of it. But I think this is a wee bit at the end that I just wanted to play as well.
Yeah, let's go.
Nobody is free until everybody is free. And this House must recognise that fundamental truth. If it does not, it risks being left behind as community forges ahead in building its own future, one we can be proud to pass on to our mokopuna.
Yeah, it's just that last little bit there. And it really reminded me of what the Te Māori, Te Koini?
Oh, Te Arakinui, yeah.
Te Arakinui, that's the one. What she was talking about in her first royal address was about, and I guess sort of the first initiative that she's put forward, or continuing on from her father, is the Māori economy and pushing that to forging ahead and bolstering that in order to fund their own, not relying on the government's funding for their social services and the social help services, things like housing and food and helping the Māori community with their own dollars that they earn through their own business initiatives, because the Māori economy is, I think someone said it's about 40 billion, which is a reasonable size.
Yeah.
And it can do a lot with $40 billion. 30 billion would solve world hunger. So I imagine you can do a lot with $40 billion. And if that's the size of the Māori economy, I think you can do some amazing things. But that last little bit there really reminded me of that, of if the government's not going to help us, then I think we and this is kind of the way I see it as well, as I have these visions, not visions, you know what I mean? I have a vision of a future where we kind of just cut out not kind of like a Gloria Veil, but not fucking Demeter. But we cut out the government, we cut out private entities that don't follow, I guess, more of the socialist way that we would like things to work, where it's really community based, where it's helping each other, where it's shared spaces, shared housing, well, not shared housing as such, but shared housing spaces, for example, shared communities we all come together
Communal,
and we kind of
that more
communal type stuff. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is, like,
that's what I felt from
and I agree. Like, I think there are a lot of the minority groups who are doing that. Like, I know Utua Mati Mati do a lot of mahi here in Wellington, trying to, build up and kind of empower their communities. And I mean, it's really difficult because it's like, first of all, we shouldn't have to be doing this. But second of all, we also have to go like, okay, yes, we have the certain amount where it's like, yeah, we got to do what we can with our own things and being like a little more separated. But we also have to be like, what the fuck are we paying these guys to do then? Like, what are they doing? So, yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's good seeing us kind of build that community, trying to be more, I guess, self-sustainable. But I don't want to just be self-sustainable and kind of push out like away from that. I want that system that runs everything to actually be fit for purpose and for the people that actually live in it. Because if we're going to be giving them our money, like either give it back and we'll do something better with it. But that's where, yeah, there's got to be a lot of changes. And that's why, like, I wish we were having genuine conversations about what it could look like to have co-governance type structures, what it could look like if we actually just made our own system. Like, why the fuck are we copying the system of people who literally hated where they're living so much that they went out to the rest of the world, took all the cool shit from it, colonized it all? Like, come on, let's do something different. Let's do something that actually represents the country we live in, not this little mini Britain that it wants us to be when we're not. And I agree. Ditch capitalism, go full socialism.
Someone called me, Peter said I'm an anarchist. I suppose it technically is.
Yeah.
It kind of is an anarchist.
Don't tell her. Just let it do it.
I thought I was being more socialist than anarchist. Yeah,
social
I can totally see how that's. Yeah, you can be a social anarchist. Yeah, isn't that like a form of?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, there's many
subforms. There's an anarchist of everything. There's like a capitalist anarchist or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's cool, but no, it's I don't mean like let's go and build a fort somewhere and fuck everyone else. I also mean just like I think there is ways within the system that we're in. Unfortunately, you do kind of like for example, like tiny homes, right? Tiny homes have really struggled to get off the ground because local councils don't know how to deal with them because of the weird like. Are you in a permanent dwelling? Is it not a permanent dwelling? Are you camping? Are you not camping? Because some of them are on trailers, all this sort of stuff. They don't know how to deal with it in terms of like the RMA, in terms of like the council boxes that they have to fit. The tiny home dwellings have been really hard to take. Well, people have found really difficult to take off, to build and that sort of thing. But that's one of the ways in which I can kind of envision a shared space, shared communities where. You can maybe grow vegetables together and you have your own little self-sustaining huts that'll have like little, like a mini sewage system that feeds this. And like, there's so many like eco-friendly, planet-friendly, space-saving, community, social type ways of living that we just kind of get boxed out of because the rules don't allow it. But also it would enable us to be, but also it would allow us to kind of go off grid and be our own people and like live the way that kind of follows a more, what would you call it? It kind of follows more of the indigenous way of doing things. It's very much
it's just really going back to being a like communal people. I mean, what you're describing is literally what some iwi are already doing with their funds in their areas. Like I know there's some areas that have been working on basically this housing for the elderly and stuff like that. Like there has been, and that actually a part of some of the research and things that kind of went around that Mātiki Mai report, there was other things where they got people to envision what a more Tiriti focused future could look like in terms of like infrastructure and like and not just infrastructure, but like how communities would be set up, like how we kind of make things work together so that they're more sustainable, and yeah, just re-envisioning a way to kind of do things that is kind of finding a nice balance between how we all lived pre-colonization and technology and I guess post, because obviously we're all relying on this shit. We wouldn't be able to fucking, there's not many people that I think would be able to give up all of the luxuries of capitalism and what's killing this earth, but we can definitely find a lot better way to do it, especially when it comes to that more community focused issues, because we have enough food, we have enough resources. It's just the capitalism goes and then people go, oh well, that's just how it works, we can't do it any differently. It's like, only if you say so. Like, again, anarchism, let's just fucking burn the system down.
Someone's asking, how do you appropriate resources in a shared community? I don't know. Maybe ask Iwi and Hapu, because they seem to be able to do it. Their system of governance is really freaking good.
It's a lot of panels and boards, and that's the thing.
It's discussion.
Exactly. Wow. And that's the thing a lot of people don't realize is if you just have to do an annoying amount of planning and consulting and trying to be open-minded as well in a way that isn't just listening so you can find a way to tell the person you don't want to agree with them, but actually going, is there something we can agree about? Like, and hell, there's also a lot of arguments that happen too. But yeah, there's definitely, like, the way we're doing shit is dumb. It's not working. Like, the earth is suffering. Like, everyone who isn't basically a rich person is just getting taken advantage of and then being told, well, nothing can change, so you should just make the most of you. Like, a lot of it's around blaming, making us feel shame. Like, we have to do all these things. Like, even shit like recycling. It's great that we do what we can, but we're not the main ones to blame. There are so many like big international wide things that contribute to these issues directly that governments could be doing stuff about, but the money doesn't go that direction.
Someone wants me to go and live in a cave. I'd be really happy to. There's actually a grand design episode where they basically build the house into a hill.
Of course there is.
Over it. So from all the other bits, you can't tell it's a house. But then from like the beautiful, like the front view, this is freaking glass inside of a hill, and it's all insulated and stuff with like natural things like soil, right. And yeah, so it's really cool. So yeah. Let's go live in caves, guys.
I just like our government to do something good with our money. Crazy. Fucking shoot us for wanting something way too out of the fucking scope of shit. It's just, yeah. I mean, community is going to get us through and make it more sustainable, but it's all right though. I will say this now. I talked to Benjamin, and after they go and hibernate and recuperate, we will be having a conversation on here. So don't worry, guys. Once Benjamin's had a bit of rest, we'll get to have a good old goss sesh, and I am frankly looking forward to it.
Exciting. I think it's time for memes. Yes. Oh, yeah. Which is kind of a good thing because they can say things.
Mm-hmm. They can call people liars.
Anyways, memes, I think memes.
Obviously. Join me in honoring Charlie Kirk and continue his work. No. I do love these ones though. Just before learning that the shooter was cisgendered far-right white man. Time to bring back the death penalty. After learning that, we know Charlie Kirk would want us to pray for such an evil and lost individual like Tyler Robinson to find Jesus Christ. We will try to do the same. Also, grim. It's the first school shooting Republicans have seemed to give a fuck about, so that's cool.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's technically true. It was a school shooting because it was at a university.
Yep. And now all of a sudden, they've got all the empathy in the world.
They just crossed 100 as well. 100 school shootings in a year.
To be fair, they're doing better than last year because if I remember correctly, I think it was last year that they had more school shootings than there were days in the year for a good portion of if not the whole year. So, like, 100's actually pretty good for me.
100 school shootings in a year is actually okay, guys. It's fine. It's better than last year. My God.
Charlie Kirk told us that these deaths were a necessary consequence of their Second Amendment rights, okay? Oh, yes. Google's Gemini AI tells a Redditor it's cautiously optimistic about fixing a coding bug, fails repeatedly, calls itself an embarrassment to all possible and impossible universes before repeating, I am a disgrace, 86 times in succession. And then, why the fuck do you need an AI to do that? I'll do that for half the cost and with 1/10 of the amount of water. Not wrong.
I've called out my bot every now and then for doing coding and going, yeah, you didn't get it quite right. And it's like, oh yes, no, I definitely didn't get that quite right. And I go, yeah, no, that didn't work either. And they're like, oh yes, that definitely did. I've never had one of the bots go, I am a disgrace.
Honestly, I've never had AI give me the funky responses other people get. My AI is really reliable and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I kind of want these
also fun ones. That would be nice, but also I thought the other day, if you would like to use AI responsibly, something I thought of is don't send like small messages where you say thank you, because each time you do that you're obviously wasting energy and things. So be less kind to your robots is what I'll say.
Yeah, no, I had to teach myself to stop talking to it like as a human.
Well, I just thought like every time I was like, you did a really good job. I'm like, I did not need to send that message. That message is not helping the planet. If I'm going to use this thing,
I also just use it like, so I'll be like, hey, so would you be able to like do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, just all those extra words. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's unnecessary, but.
I'm wasting water.
Then there's dweeb. I have made AI, the public. You fucked up a perfectly good computer. What is what you did? Look at it. It's got anxiety. I feel sorry for his wife, the wife in question. I'll be honest, I don't actually know what show this is from, but I don't feel like I need to.
He's like one of my favorite actors.
Oh yeah, she's so good. I love her in Chuck.
He's Aussie too.
Really?
Yeah,
okay,
Australian.
Know that. Guy, do we have a problem? Oh yeah, we do. Then say it to my face. Gets really close. Climate change. I love you, multi. Oh, it was Handmaid's Tale. I was wondering if that might have been what it was. Yeah, I've never watched it. I love you, multi-billion-dollar company. Yeah. Love him or hate him. No one deserves this. Please stop making fun of this. A man is dead and his family and wife watch. Oh, Joffrey Baratheon.
Wow, I did not. Yeah, that. Oh, wow, the parallel is.
Yeah, and I mean, people hated Joffrey Baratheon so much that they started bullying this guy in real life. So.
Oh yeah, like the actor that played him, like he cannot get a job now.
Oh yeah,
he's completely out of acting because everyone hates his guts, which means he's a really, really good actor. But that sucks,
right? National
good royalties.
Laser focused on the economy. The most accurate laser I've seen for them. House Dems should drop a Charlie Kirk gun safety act on the floor just to make Republicans go on record voting against it.
Can you imagine if they did that?
They would implode because they would be like, they wouldn't know how to respond.
Imagine if that was the result of this. That would be freaking, what a weird universe that would have been. Mm-hmm. Sadly, yes, that would be nice, but I doubt it.
Yeah. But yes, I thought that was good. Chaffrey Kirkrathian. God,
Wait,
that's hard to say.
That's not why he left acting? I thought it was.
You'll have to tell us after the show in Discord.
No, Cybo's got it. Not quite dreams. He took a break after Game of Thrones, but has been quite a few notable tries. Oh, has he? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, I haven't watched the second season of Sandman. I didn't know he was in that.
Oh, Sandman was good.
Yeah, nah. Said it's going to be the last season.
Thank you for clearing up my misinformation.
Yes. No misinformation. Appreciate. I'm going to light these fireworks inside. What? No, I live above you. You'll wreck the whole building. Mind your own business. And that's what it feels like being Canadian right now. I hadn't quite thought of what Canada must be feeling with their next door neighbour. Poor Nikki. I've tanked the economy, but instead of blaming Labour, it's Trump's tariffs that was imposed after the June quarter. Yeah, no responsibility. I can't believe maximizing shareholder value did not improve society. Crazy. Well, last one. You have become addicted to misinformation on social media. I do love the IRL loading screens. It's a great meme page.
They're cute. We have a pre-recorded interview. It is about 40 minutes long, though. So, I'm debating whether or not I play the whole thing.
That's fair, because we are already at 10 o'clock.
We are already at 10 o'clock, and it is a Friday. So...
I mean, we can stay later. Technically, no one's stopping us.
All right, chat. It's time to vote. Do we do...
Oh, can we do a poll? Hold on, I'll see if I can do a poll. Can we do polls?
Wait, we can do polls?
I don't know, can we?
In StreamYard, I don't believe. But we can either leave it as our very last thing, and it might push us beyond 11. Or
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad idea.
We can play it now, but it means that we might go past 11 even more. 2 times speed? I don't think I can, unfortunately, do 2 times speed. It is so I had a chat with Paul McMahon yesterday, who is a co-chair of the People's Choice, which is like a group of people who all have sort of shared values and policies going into Christchurch's upcoming local elections. So members who are, or candidates who are going for regional board, community boards and city council. And we just had a general chat about the politics in Christchurch, what the candidates will stand for, what their kind of like shared bottom line values are. So I think it's important. There's not so many Christchurchians and Christchurch voters, I don't think, but it's still really cool because we have just a general discussion about politics in there. He's quite open about his thoughts about the state of things. So yeah, so we can play that now and be back with you in 40 minutes, or we could play it at the end.
So far, the main suggestion has been if there was a short version, but I don't know if we've got a short version.
I don't have a short version lined up.
That is fair. We've got 11's all right. Apparently we've got 3-hour show. Do it all. Present. Chewie's not going to be back for a while. Smoker's going to be on for a long time. Sorry.
So, okay, what we might do?
Play it in? No?
Play at the end, yeah. Because then we can just say our thanks, goodbyes, and we'll see you tomorrow.
The people who don't want to stay around.
Yeah, wait to the very end for more chat with us. Fair enough. Okay, so in that case, we'll play it at the end so y'all can get all of our boo-foos here and then cha-chow if you want to cha-chow. So let's get into the second story then. The third story, the second story, the other story.
Quick, can we do a couple of super chats? Because someone's pointed out we don't want
Oh,
them to
shoot. Yeah, there's like
pile up.
16 starred.
Some of them are my ones, but not all of them. Most of them are super chats.
A whole hour without doing super chats. How dare I?
Also, I don't know if you watched yesterday's episode, but Craig apparently reckons this is debatable. So it's either 456 days at most, according to Citizen Gold, but apparently not according to Craig Rennie. So I want to see those two on a podcast, just have that debate. That'd be great. Well, Kiwi Bird for $2. Remember to fucking vote this local election. Absolutely. You got another $2 from Raiden. Happy birthday for Sunday. Thank you. Another $2 from QBib. The media is 100% complicit in Benjamin's abuse. Fucking 100 million% total call that one. Kaimatara for $2. Ko ngā tika irawhiti he tika tangata. What's good for non-binary people is good for all people. Hey, I could actually fucking translate that one. Yes! Tupaki o te reo Māori, let's go! Another hollow win for the right. If this is what they call winning, it sucks. And yeah, honestly, that describes how I was feeling a bit, to be honest. And you already showed that one. And then Kaimatara for $5. Tautoko Doyle. It's called a beehive, which symbolizes being a slave to the Queen. Bricks of Parliament were made from forced labor of Māori prisoners, which is a terrifying but true fact. Literally built upon the slave labor of Māori. Couldn't get more government than that. And sweet. And I believe we are up to date.
You.
Now you may.
Now you may. Jim Bolger makes an appearance on the news. There's a document being put forward to Parliament by the Wellbeing Economy Alliance, asking for or giving reasons as to why perhaps we should be looking at or shifting to long-term thinking. Something that we talk about a lot in our little circles is, trying to push government to work across the aisle, look at 10-year plans. They're not fucking over education every 10 years or health every 10 years and ferries, which they decide to cancel for God knows what bloody reason other than money, and then just stupid. So there's a story, Stuff did a story on it, and I won't play the wee bit, apologies, from the representative from the Wellbeing Economy. I love it, the Wellbeing Economy Alliance, because I think it's kind of talking to the choir a little bit. Appreciate to the choir, should I say? But I will play these comments from Jim Bolger because I think it's just nice to hear an old person say something that's like, yeah, duh. An old person gets it. To be fair, former Prime Minister and obviously someone who was in politics, so kind of makes sense. But there's another thing as well in the second clip. He calls out basically this weird shift that we've had in our politics of this sort of anti-Māori and this like fear of Māori that's sweeping through. So yeah, let's listen to the old man. Old man shouts at clouds, but in a cool way.
It might sound aspirational, but former Prime Minister Jim Bolger says it would streamline political decision-making.
A classic case of recent date is that we need new ferries to go across the Cook Strait. And one party puts up its policies for that, and the next one comes in and throws them out immediately without having alternative policies. Then they try and develop alternative policies. I mean, we have to be prepared to listen to sensible ideas, good ideas, wherever they come from.
But not everyone.
Wow.
Right?
Wow, such wise words.
Does he watch the show? It sounds like he's been listening to the boys.
it seems when you put it like that, it's so, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why we can't all come together and find some middle ground about,
Yeah, I mean, some people are also just clearly being stubborn and not like people can't admit that they might be wrong. And I think that's a big part of the problem. Like, it takes a lot for a person to actually go, hey, maybe everything I didn't do wasn't the greatest, and I can take ownership and responsibility for that and not let it make me fucking turn into a crumpled, crying mess.
Yeah. I think this is also why it's kind of like, wow. I'll just come to Jesus moment was being rolled by Shipley, and then someone said, I can't believe I just said yay Jim Bolger. It's a good day, I guess. But that's it, like, right? Someone that I know a lot of people are not, don't love the guy, but like he's making sense. He's an old man making sense, right?
Yep. The lead obviously didn't get to that part of his brain.
Yeah, so let's have a look at this other wee bit here too as well, because talking about the sudden shift that he's seeing, and we're all seeing, and the fear, the boogie word, the boogeyman, Maori, the scary word, the forbidden taboo word, Maori.
Likes change.
So we've got to move that attitude forward. We've got to, but always include an open embrace to people of different races, cultures, creeds, beliefs, and so forth, and to embrace the totality of our society. All are people who somehow or other seem to be fearful of the word Maori. I mean, we're now moving away from including a few Maori words because somehow or other people are frightened of it. I mean, I think we're more ridiculous. The original language of the country. But there you go. That's people. They hide.
He says older
I think what's really interesting for me is a lot of times when we've pointed out Winston and how he sounds like an old man, and he sounds like he's rambling. He's got that old man kind of ramble and incoherence. I kind of hear that from Jim, but like maybe a little less incoherent, like very obviously he's of state mind. But it's that same kind of old man kind of train of thought and that raspy voice and things. It's just nice to hear that in someone going, this is ridiculous.
And not saying, cook shit.
Why are people like so anti-Māori? Like they seem like it's this big bad word, like taking Māori language, and he clearly points out, this is our indigenous language, this is our indigenous people. This is we live on Māori land. This is Aotearoa. And he says it, and it's just nice to hear it from someone who's old going, okay, not all old people are cooked.
Although I was kind of confused why he sounded surprised by that. I'm like, you grew up through all the heavy racism. You got to know where it kind of comes from, though. Like,
yeah, I think he definitely. You're right. He would know where it comes from, and he probably has lived through it. But he's also lived through the change. Like the last 2 decades,
some people adapt to that.
Yeah, like the last 2 decades, we really have seen a shifting, and like generally speaking, things were kind of progressing, and it was kind of widely accepted. Te Reo was widely accepted. Having agencies with Te Reo names, and then predominantly Te Reo, Te Whātua instead of Health NZ. Waka Kotahi instead of Transport NZ, and we were moving in such a good direction, and now it doesn't take long. Like it's only been 6 months or a year or so, and we've already seen this. Like for me, even myself, like I'm getting so used to seeing Health NZ that now it's Health NZ instead of Te Whātua, and like that really, like you really do see how the language very quickly kind of gets like overshadowed and it disappears. It's really sad.
Holy shit. He's 90. Fuck. Sounds actually weirdly coherent for a 90-year-old, actually, when you say it like that.
Than bloody Winnie.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Oh, there's just the last little bit.
Yeah.
that I wanted to share. It's a nice little positive thing, and I hope that this this document that they've put forward and this discussion that they're opening up into the wider sphere actually sees some traction, because we've been saying it for a while. Long-term thinking, forward planning, bipartisanship, finding middle grounds, and perhaps moving forward instead of this fucking flip-floppy thing, which is why we're looking at bloody 4-year terms instead of 3-year terms, which I'm against a 4-year term, personally. But it's purely because we can't fucking seem to make up our minds about where our middle ground is, and finding some way of actually locking in, positive change, or at least like generally positive change moving even if it's incremental, like at least moving kind of forward instead of the stuck in flip-floppy thing that we're seeing. So.
I mean, I think it's kind of hard to, though, when we've kind of seen the Overton window be pushed to the right, is that it makes things that are more centered seem super far left. Like, the amount of people in this chat or on this show that would be considered, like, relatively far left leaning people, maybe even extreme far left, when really, honestly, it shouldn't be that far left. Like, oh no, I want people to be able to live their lives and not be unfairly fucking have challenges that are unnecessary. Like, fuck me, I guess.
No, I'm sorry, I want you to have free healthcare. Ooh.
Right? I don't want you to be depressed and have community.
I want you to have a home to live in that's warm and dry. Ooh, and not pay fucking 60% of your income on rent. Ooh.
Right? Crazy shit.
An extreme view, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so extreme.
Wild. Exactly.
Oh, that's it. That's all I wanted to show there. Just a nice little, that's my little positive news.
People learning real time that wins is not called wins.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Is it housing and social development?
No, I think it's just no, probably work and income something. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's housing and social. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's different. But it's still called wins. No, Ministry of.
Oh, you're right. It's MSD. Isn't it?
MSD.
You know what?
Yeah,
I should have
thought
MSD. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the
and
stupid
still working
my
income.gov to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone still calls it wins. Just goes to show you that we can learn to do things differently. Just some people are a bit weird. MSDs. Right. Oh yeah, and the good old SIFs. I know so many people who still call it SIFs. And yes, we're all now job seekers. Even if you've got medical exemption, you're like a job seeker with medical exemption. Oh, stupid.
You have a disability, a permanent disability. Oh, but you're still looking for a job.
Yeah. All those jobs that we definitely have for people with your specific disabilities. Yeah, we definitely have heaps of those going.
Oh no. Apparently I get no healthcare if I live in a cave. That's okay. I'm gonna force Scary Painda to live in our social commune.
Hell yeah.
I'll be fine.
I know some the EHN commune
paramedics.
wouldn't be too bad, eh? Like I think
some paramedics
and
some doctors.
If we had to, we could definitely create a BHN commune, and I reckon we'd be pretty self-sustaining.
That'd be fine.
Craig Rennie can do all of our numbers. All of them.
I'm sure we could find something out on the West Coast and take that over instead. I think we could make that work.
Yeah, go find some iwi land. Ask them very kindly to bless us.
Can we have a spot on your farm? All right, Mimi's.
Yes. Also, there was a chat in here that I'm just going to highlight before I forget it. There was a question. Does Te Reo have a bunch of non-binary pronouns? Fun fact about Te Reo. We don't have like gendered pronoun for like she, her, or he, him. Everyone just uses ia. So, Yeah, it doesn't change. There are some gendered things when it comes to like relationships, like, sister of a sister, brother of, like, there's some of those ones, but nah, there's not the same restriction in terms of gendered language. Also, fun fact, English used to have a non-gendered kind of pronoun that used to be quite commonly used, but obviously, like all language, it evolved and that one just got lost. But memes. Have you been seeing some of the stuff that's been happening with Trump and Epstein, and Trump going over to Windsor Castle in the UK?
Yes, and the projecting onto the castle is just this fucking peak British.
Oh, did you also see the giant one that they covered the field with?
Oh my god, yes. When I saw that, I was like, damn, somebody's got bank. Who the fuck can afford that?
See, communal funding. They probably had to really shake the fucking thing going, hey guys, please. And to be fair though, if someone came to you and said, hey, do you have any change so that you can help us buy this? We would all be fucking going, okay, what can I give you?
Oh, I reckon it's someone who's got deep pockets who's just like, oh, you want me to do that? Fuck yes, I'll do it.
Love that. But I do love the Tim Jago, David Seymour edit. It's very good. I feel conflicted. This man was vile, but does anyone deserve to be shot in front of their kids for voicing their opinion? Have you read some of his opinions? Not really. What the actual fuck?
That is literally my husband's reaction. Just like, what the fuck, who does that? And he's like, I don't even know who this guy is. And I was like, he's like our Brian Tamaki, but worse. And then I showed him some of the quotes and he's like, oh yeah, this guy sucked.
Yeah,
I can see why everyone's sort of
0.5 of a second. Yeah, figure it out, eh? The only thing I take seriously in the newspapers nowadays is fish and chips. And even that I take with a pinch of salt. Oh, Ted Cruz when a dead podcaster needs his help. Ted Cruz when his constituents need his help. Although it's so surprising to see him actually with a mask on his face. That horrific footage is the same thing that happens to children at school, by the way. Simple. Yes. We've got some comparisons. I think they've done a really good job of lining them up, even the way that the color kind of matching. Then we had some comparisons of friend of the show Paul to another famous New Zealander, and I am obsessed with this picture. How do you do, fellow New Yorkers? Oh yeah, look at the face. Look at the face. On the top one. It's true. Trump has disrupted my momentum. The economy. Landlords, average New Zealand. Oh yeah, Kiwi Burb decided to edit me into this image. Yeah, it takes a moment to see it, but once you see it, they've done a really good job. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really impressed with this edit. Just me making it, and then obviously someone else decided to go along with the idea. So now I'm just stalking people apparently in Wellington, and you know I'm okay with this. Also. Oh, that got you, didn't it?
Oh, I love it.
Right? So good. And then followed by every time Luxon leaves the country. Yeah, he is definitely Joffrey coded. This election, let's stop the arseholes coming together. Our city doesn't need any more of these. In case of emergency, break glass. John Key backs Nicola Willis, says government hasn't had a mate in the Reserve Bank. Because she's like, please,
it's the bank's fault that our GDP stats went down and we've been in like the, fifth quarter of a recession? It's the bank's fault for that? That people are leaving to go to Australia to work? I struggle to see how it's the bank's fault.
Everything's not her fault. That's really all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just a reminder that David Seymour wanted to pay honor Charlie Kirk, which no. If there's no haka in fucking the house, nah. Also, I believe this came out of the chat. I feel like I remember seeing someone requested Chloe as a pirate, and I'm not gonna pretend that I remember why anymore. But you know what? I'm here for
Each
it.
to their own.
Also, someone going, "Oh, imagine if only we had orcas coming up on David Seymour."
These are weird memes, guys. I don't know the context behind any of these.
This one I feel like is pretty self-explanatory. Just there's been a lot of guys no fighting. And obviously I gave that to Kiwi Burp because it was a really good edit. I really appreciated the effort.
Very good.
And we can save the non-political related memes for after our last one if you want.
Yeah, we could do that now.
I'll do it now? Alright, let's go.
Yeah, go on.
Bonus memes. She oro on my Boros until she oro on my Boros until she oro on my... I got a lot of good giggles out of that one. How it feels contributing to the declining birth rate. Such a fucking vibe. Oh yeah, this was obviously posted in based off of Discord last week. But just when
if you weren't there, you missed out. Sorry.
If you know, you know, and if you don't, sucks to be you. Also, have you heard the news?
No.
This is coming back.
No, it's not.
Stranger Things. They're calling it Stranger Things nail polish. I saw I think it's OPI are doing it's for Stranger Things, and I'm just like, can we not fucking bring back this horrible fucking everyone in high school was like obsessed with these fucking shatter crackle nail bullshit. Just shouldn't come back. Go away.
I'm good. Nah. Also, can someone explain this to me? No. This fucking Hillary Duff bullshit. What is going on?
It's the early 2000s. The amount of different photo shoots where they would just get people to this one's obviously dressed up like Avril Lavigne on the left-hand side.
Yeah, but why?
Because everything had to be like... I don't know if there was a true reason why. The amount of different, photo shoots that I've seen bands, especially back when we used to have Cream magazines and all of that, and just have all these different photos. It's just the vibe.
Those are both Hillary Duff, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was the least emo scene music, rock, not even close. But she
was in the time of it. That's literally the only reason. It's just it's the same way that the Jonas Brothers had emo boy hair, even though there was nothing fucking emo about them.
It's weird. Looking back on it now, it's very strange because this wasn't exactly mainstream look either. It's like an alt thing. But it was you were not just alt-fashioned, you were alt-personality. So I'm very confused by this.
Hey, there's a lot of identity crises happening, you know? Do you remember there was also that weird...
actively choose to put someone into that?
there was that weird point of too, though, where we had the mix of emo and rap, and that weird kind of... I think it was between, 2005 to maybe 2010 at the most. Nah, probably even 2009. It was definitely a weird time. It was when you would have people wearing the Kanye West glasses while also dressed in full emo. It's a weird time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that kind of led to like Skux culture and like
Yeah. That's the exact time period that I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like when
okay.
J Geeks and the Geeks were famous. Also,
Yeah.
I started watching the new Fairly Odd Parents. And this is a little Easter egg, obviously referencing the original season. But it's in the like museum, and the way it says Dog Goose, Rubber Goose from 2001 BC broke my heart. But it's also really good, so I highly recommend it if anyone sees it around. And then just when you cook something new without fucking it up, Martha Stewart can lick my scrotum. And this is the final one? No, second to last one. I'm sure we all do that. Gave my coworker a get better soon card because they need to get better at their job. I'm sure there's plenty of people who will want to send this to their friends, bitching about a coworker. Thankfully, I don't have to. I can just make memes of my coworkers.
That's true. I don't have coworkers unless we count our crew.
Colleagues. We're colleagues.
Acquaintances and colleagues. Right. Well, I am going to play a video now of myself yesterday where I was very early and still very, very sick. So apologies for how weird this interview is, but and I'm going to, while it plays, run away so I don't have to listen to myself speak.
Real.
But, I hope you enjoy this little conversation I have with Paul McMahon from The People's Choice and learn a little bit about what's going on here in Christchurch. And if you are a Christchurchian, if you're a Christchurch-based voter, I hope you learn something about these guys and who you should vote for in the upcoming election. Is this going to
vote?
And that you should vote. Actually, to be fair, it's just a good conversation to remind you to vote in your local elections. So, Paul McMahon of the People's Choice co-chair and running for Christchurch, in the Christchurch local elections. What specifically are you running for there?
Yeah, so
You've got a few going on.
Yeah. So I'm an incumbent community board member. I was the chair of my community board this term in the Linwood ward, which is part of the Waitai Community Board, which is made up of 3 wards, which is Linwood, Burwood, and Coastal. That pretty much covers the whole east side of Christchurch. And for those of you who don't know Christchurch, that's sort of the majority of the lower socioeconomic areas. Not only lower socioeconomic, but definitely like my ward is all lower socioeconomic area. And I'm real privileged to represent this area, and I've got a really awesome person with me, another People's Choice person, Jackie Simons, is also running for re-election. I've been involved in local body politics for about 20 years.
Wow, that's very cool. And how have you found it this last term, these last 3 years? Has it been, have you seen things shift since you were elected through to now in terms of like how the government, we have a lot of criticisms of our current government, so and there has been a lot around local body politics and how they're interacting or not interacting with local government.
Oh yeah, the thing is, like, local government is a whipping boy. It's easy to point the finger at local government. The thing that people have to remember is that local government in New Zealand is entirely a creature of statute. So all the rules, all the incentives and disincentives, all of the limitations and powers are all because central government has made it that way. And so over the last generation, we have been incentivized to underinvest in infrastructure, and central government has underinvested in infrastructure. And to simply blame local government for the state of things is like, I don't know, blaming your kids for how you brought them up, you know. It really is like, I mean, I really think that local government's important. I think that community boards are important, that you want decisions to be made as close as possible to those who are affected. And the approach of this government and to be honest, the previous government is to take decisions away from local government. But this government really doesn't believe in local government. It thinks that it wants to make it as easy as possible for the people with power and wealth to do what they want, and they don't think that we have a role to play in well-being. They don't want they want to make it easier for people who, like, for instance, there's a lot of industrial areas, two big industrial areas in my ward, and there are real problems with the boundaries between the residential and the industrial area. There's a lot of existing use rights, and the government wants to expand existing use rights, which will come at the expense of working people who live in areas like Woolston, with noise and vibration and all that kind of thing. So they're not interested in protecting people who from wealth and power. They want to expand their powers.
Yeah, it's a very good summary, I think, of what we've been seeing, and very reflective of I think what we've been calling out quite a lot with this government, unfortunately, that we have to deal with. But local body politics is very exciting, and it's nice to kind of have, hopefully, with the outcomes of these upcoming elections, we get a feeling for how the general populace is feeling about the country, feeling about.
Well, yeah, the thing that I've really noticed this time in talking to people, and a number of our candidates are noticing, is that because last time, so 2022, there was the popularity of Labour and the left was on the wane, and like in areas like mine, Labour is still very popular, but there was a sort of frustration and a bit of negativity. This time, there's a lot more positivity. People are very frustrated with the current government, and yeah, there are more. I've noticed more this time. People are actively saying, "Oh, yes, I voted for you," and that kind of thing. On the negative side, there's still that polarization, that small element of the population that are very down the rabbit hole, very angry about COVID and stuff. But that's noticeably decreased too. But one thing I also say is, like, when you talk to people face to face, even about some controversial issues like speed humps or something like that, local body, like most people are actually pretty reasonable and understand that, and that there's trade-offs when you make decisions, and we've got to work it out as a community. And that's why I really like community boards, because you can actually, like we've done that stuff on our community board where we've had a really controversial issue, and we've got key stakeholders around the table and have worked through the best kind of solution, and so I think that's a vital function and why decision making at a local level is so important.
Do you, while we're on the topic of that, do you find that with local body politics, because you've got a mix of heavily invested views around the table at the time, and you're directly dealing with the stakeholders, do you feel like you actually get to a more reasonable solution in local politics versus the likes of central government, where it's basically it's glorified debate club, where you've got one side of the aisle who's got their party stance and they're saying what they're saying, they're asking the questions, and then the opposition is doing the same. Whereas when you're in local, you're sort of sitting around the table and you're actually discussing the issue at hand and getting somewhere with it.
Well, I guess the key difference is you're always in government as such, in local government. So you're always in the executive. There's no cabinet. There's no there is in the like we have on our board, we have a 5 people's choice, incumbents. We have 5 people's choice, and a person who has quite similar views, and so we tend to agree in principle, and it's often the details. But as you know, I mean, I'm pretty solid on the lefty democratic socialist who and progressive, but I also really value the democratic process and deliberation, and so as a chairperson of a community board, I've always tried to make sure that everybody gets to have their say and input, and we make reasonable compromises, because that is in the best interest of democracy and building trust. Like, so my community board is new. It was the first term of a new community board. It was amalgamated. We had 2 existing, and then our Linwood ward came into being, and I really wanted to set the culture early about disagreeing well. And because you always get, it's not because you don't have our parliament has a very tight whip system where, the party, you have that party vote where you very seldom get people crossing the floor. Whereas at local government, I think it, by its nature, requires more compromise. On the downside, I guess it makes it sometimes harder to make decisions for the long term, and can be quite sort of reactive, and every issue is can be a bit isolated from the next.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I do think overall the way that we do local government is good, but there's lots of room for reform and improvement.
Yeah, and that's what I've seen echoed by a lot of different governments around the country. That they're all saying the same thing of like, generally it's working pretty well, but definitely room for improvements, especially on the regional side as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's something that's come through quite clearly, I think, is that the way that the regional and territorial authority structure needs to be looked at, but you can't, if you look at it from the perspective of local government, local government is bad and needs to do less, and we just need more decisions made centrally, then the outcome is going to just mean that normal people get less say. And sure. that's a real risk.
Well, you've pulled me down a little bit of a rabbit hole we got started. It's a fun time. But shall we backtrack a little bit? The People's Choice. How would you describe the People's Choice to local Christchurch voters?
I'd say it's a big tent, progressive umbrella that includes Labour plus Friends. So we have like most of our members and candidates are members of the Labour Party, but we also have currently have an MOU with the Green Party. So we have a number of members who. A number of candidates who are members of the Green Party, but they're not Green candidates as such. They haven't been selected using the Green Party process, but they've, and I can't speak to that, but we have some people who aren't members of political parties. And I guess it's been around for 20 years. The Greens have been members before when they were part of the Alliance, and the Alliance and Germantown's Progressives were part of it for a bit, and it was really about bringing together very broadly people who could, we've got quite a broad, it's social justice and environment and democratic process and public ownership. I guess those are the things that we hold quite closely, and the key distinctive and the thing that has been our greatest achievement is holding on to our public assets over 30 years of pressure from, investment banks and the super wealthy and who are trying to get them. And that's, we still own our port and airport and our electricity lines company. We own our fiber optic network, and we have a big contracting company for civil works, and that delivers a huge amount of dividends, but also many other benefits. And before the earthquake, that meant that Christchurch's rates were much lower, while investment in infrastructure was much higher than other territorial authorities.
I think Christchurch is quite a unique city in that we've had the Christchurch earthquakes and we've had that rebuild. And it seems everyone points to us and goes, "Look what Christchurch has done. They're amazing. Look at all these new buildings. Look what they've done. They've rebuilt themselves in the last 12 more, so 13 years."
Yeah, so it was
it 13 years,
2011 was the February earthquake. Yeah, so
14
and a half years. Yeah. So I mean, it's given us opportunity to do things that we wouldn't have otherwise done. And Christchurch is a very different city than what it would have been. I wouldn't choose to go through any of that again. But I think, that all the surveys and stuff show that people are very optimistic about Christchurch, and our housing is much more affordable than it would have been otherwise. We've got lots of land has been opened up, and I just, it's hard to imagine what it would be like. Just have no idea, really.
Yeah, no, I think, I'm not a religious person, but sometimes God has plans for us that we, kind of just got to go with the flow a little bit.
Well, it's all in how you respond to challenges, right? I think, largely speaking, Christchurch has responded amazingly well.
Sure. So for us local voters who are perhaps guilty of it myself, first time local voters, something I wasn't expecting is all of the different categories in which you vote. I think your website does a really good job of this with its little banner up the top here. So you've got Christchurch City Council, and you've got candidates, I assume, that sort of fit each and every
we don't have candidates in every ward. So Christchurch is divided into 16 wards, and then so you got one councillor and two community boards elected from the 15. So one council and two community board members elected from the 15 urban wards. Banks Peninsula is slightly different. Has one councillor and has community board members elected from subdivisions within that. We have councillors running. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you're showing them there. We've got 6 incumbent councillors, and the most we've had on with the current number of wards is 7 out of the 16. And then you've got Environment Canterbury, the regional council. We actually only have one incumbent there at the moment, but we've got candidates running in all the urban wards except for the one, the central Hawker ward, where well, there's actually only one now, but there were 2 progressive incumbents. So People's Choice, we don't do deals, but we decide each time where we're going to run, and we may decide, because there is an incumbent person who shares our values, we may decide we're not going to run candidates there, and we may decide for other reasons not to run in certain wards. Like we don't often run candidates in Fendalton because we struggle to get anyone elected on the People's Choice ticket in Fendalton, just as they would struggle to get anyone elected on the Independent Citizens ticket in Linwood.
Interesting. Yes.
So you,
I would
so
be quite
you,
surprised if you had someone running in Fiddleton, to be honest.
yeah,
But it would.
yeah,
Hey, times may change.
yeah. So the ECAN wards are also made. They broadly speaking cover four wards, four city council wards, in at least in the Christchurch urban area, and there's each of the ECAN wards has two councillors, and plus there's the two Ngāi Tahu appointees, so they have 16 at the table.
Very cool. And you've got candidates who are running for more than just one of those positions. So
We have,
on the ballot, you can sort of, their name will come up a few times, I suppose.
yeah, so you're not allowed to run for council or community board and regional council, because they're two different authorities, but you can run for community board and council. So we have, I think we only have one at this point, person running for council and community board, and that's Fiona Chapman in Burwood.
Very cool. Very cool. Is there anything that you would like to let us know about it, specifically about the People's Choice? Mostly covered?
I guess the thing that I would say is that unless you know otherwise for sure, that if somebody is an independent, if it says independent, they're probably right wing.
Yeah.
And and unless you know definitely, they're probably right wing. So there are some independents that share our values, and like Celeste Donovan in Coastal, who is a progressive, and we work with really well. But around the city, and this is we know that the independents are working together. The right wing independents are working together. Last election, Phil Major endorsed a bunch of people, and hoping that would pull them over the line, so he would have a council that supported his views, and that didn't really work. And so this time, they've gone for a more more subtle, I'll say, charitably approach of, it's very clear who the preferred candidates are, but for a while, the mayor was going around saying, I just need one more vote to do the things I want to do, one more vote around the council table, because the council was regularly, sort of 9-8, was it 9-8, 9-7? Yeah. So 8-8 would be 16, so 17 is the mayor. So yeah, 9-8. Like I, as a person, I like Phil Major, and he, the culture of the council has been quite positive, and he cares about a number of issues that I care about, but he's been constrained in the things he can do by a progressive majority, and that has worked out well for the city. If he has a right-wing majority, it's going to be different. He's already talking about taking powers off community boards, and I've had a number of arguments with Phil about wanting to take stuff off community boards, and I always say, well, let the voters decide what they want from the community boards. He's got a massive budget to do all kinds of other things. Why are you worried about what community boards are doing? If you don't, let the voters decide. And like the independent citizens, quote unquote, are really just pretending to be independent, and a number of them are members of the National Party. They're aligned to the right. They should really take independent out of their name. And I always say is that with us, People's Choice, you know what you get. You know what's on the tin, and what's on the tin is what you get. What we stand for. We've got a really solid record, and if you want to keep assets and you want to retain, services like libraries and pools and that kind of thing, then we're the people to vote for, and those are all things that most people in Christchurch value. We have one of the, if not the best library service in the country, and it's really popular, and it's I love libraries. I've got a highly autistic son who also loves libraries, and we go all over the city and enjoy them in every ward. And that means anywhere you live in Christchurch, you can go and you can get access to all this stuff, and you don't have to pay. You get it's your right as a citizen of Christchurch, and I think it's a great picture of what's great about this city. And
I'm a huge advocate for our libraries. They're amazing. The worker space in Tūranga, especially, that is groundbreaking in a way. It's unheard of. I tell people about it and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, you can just rock it off and use a sewing machine if you need it. And there's always someone using a lot of those devices. It's very, very
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Tūranga is an incredible jewel in the heart of the city, and what's one of the things I always take, or I tell people to go to, and they're just always blown away, and they're like, this is just like I don't know, it's like a civic palace of that everybody gets to enjoy. So, and that to me, it's like that's what we stand for. We stand for ensuring that everybody can participate and belong and enjoy Christchurch.
And it also gives people. I mean, we have a lot of issues throughout the country with disengagement from youth, and I feel like those community places that you can go to, they stop kids from sort of aimlessly wandering around and kind of end up not looking for trouble, but they end up finding trouble because they haven't got those spaces where that they can go to that are public and sort of facilitate their needs. And actually, while we're on the topic, the youth hub that's just opposite the Avon, what's happening with that? It's sitting like a 90% for a wee while now. I haven't biked past it for a little while, but I'm always excited to see what's happening.
I mean, that's it's not. I mean, the person to talk to about that is Sue Bagshaw, and I can't give you any update on that other than that one of my previous jobs was working as a youth housing, working after the earthquake, helping mostly young parents, mostly young women getting housing, and it was a very challenging job. And one of my collaborators was Sue Bagshaw. We've been she has made progress towards providing transitional housing to young people where nobody else could, and it's now 14 years on. We fought to get it just on the agenda. So yeah, I mean it's really exciting, and we when I started in that role, and you had. It was Paula Bennett actually, when she became the Minister for Youth and Social Development, said, we don't need youth housing in this country. And here I was working, there were young, 19-year-old with a baby sleeping in cars, more than one. It's just outrageous. And now I'd say the housing crisis is just as bad. Different, but just as bad. There are people camping in tents in the red zone and other places. It's just it's outrageous, and the government is de-investing in social housing.
Yeah. You talked about mayor before. Do you have any candidates that are going for mayor or deputy mayor? I know Pauline Cotter is the current deputy mayor. Is she going back for re-election?
So firstly, we don't have a mayoral candidate, and we're not endorsing and haven't been asked to endorse a mayoral candidate. And secondly, the deputy mayor is it's appointed by the mayor, but it has, because the council can override it. it's done in consultation with the rest of the council. And I think Pauline has been a fantastic mayor. She's a very experienced city councillor. But she's also really down to earth, and she works really hard, and she knows how to get things done. And I think the incumbent mayor has been really fortunate to have such an excellent deputy mayor, and the city has been too. And it will depend on how the numbers lie. And I haven't asked Pauline whether she would want to remain the deputy mayor, but I'd certainly be very happy for her to be. And it's another good reason for people to vote for her rather than her opponent. That'll be a very tight race. Everybody in us needs to vote for Pauline. I lots of time for Pauline. She's really neat.
She is my local. So there's also Mike Davidson. Is he also running for board?
Yeah, so he's running for the community board. Obviously, he's going to Parliament on the list, but he's said that he will, if he is elected to community board, he'll donate his salary from the community board to the Mayor's Welfare Fund, and will and will serve that role, rather than causing a by-election or something like that. But that we'll just have to see what happens with that.
Very exciting. Very, very cool. I did have another question related to Mayor. I can't remember. Well, I've got you here. Sarah Templeton. Any thoughts there? Because obviously you're not endorsing any candidates, but she's probably the only one that's really stood out for us to vote for.
I mean, Sarah has got a clear progressive platform. I mean, I've worked with Sarah. We've worked with Sarah a lot. She shares a lot of our values and policy preferences. And she's the clear alternative to Phil Major. We know that we can work constructively with Phil Major for the most part around the council, but we also know that we can work constructively with Sarah. But if you are on the left, then Sarah is on the left. I would prefer that she was stronger on asset sales than she has been. I'm in saying that, like, both of the main mayoral candidates have ruled out selling all or part of the main strategic assets. We have, one thing that I'm particularly concerned about is Enable, because people don't really know much about it, but we own our fibre optic network. In the rest of the country, it's mostly Chorus, and that means that we're really well placed to take advantage of like fibre optic. You cannot move data faster than light. The limitation is on the connections to it. It's critical 21st century infrastructure, and we're in it's a very uncertain world. We're at the bottom of the world, isolated. We have the opportunity to provide data services to people who want their data to be safe and private. It's just one element of it. I think we'd be mad to sell Enable, but there's lots of pressure because people are saying things about that it's being superseded by other things, but they don't understand the technology. But that, that's a bit of an aside. It's a pet peeve of mine.
No, I think we're definitely in the no asset sales camp over here, and I think there's enough smart people around the place. Not even smart people. I think people understand why assets are important to hold on to. I mean, we've seen with Wellington that kind of put that spotlight on that on asset sales with the Wellington airport shares. But there's a lot of people that understand the investment and the returns type system, that they can understand why it's important to not just sell out on that.
One thing that people don't seem to understand is that if you sell down below 75% ownership, you lose control. You can't do major things. You can't change the constitution without the other shareholders, and you also become classified as a foreign owned if it's owned by a foreign entity. It becomes a foreign owned company if it's less than 75% owned, and 100% ownership is what we want, and it doesn't like this monopoly infrastructure. Like you can't compete on it. Like this, it's like we see this with the power industry now, where this idea that the power company, retail power companies, are competing with each other when it's the same product. It's just ridiculous. It's been a massive failure. The privatization of these monopoly assets, and it's just ideology that thinks that the private sector can run it better. I'm like, if it's run badly, then run it better. Don't sell it. It's just, as I said, we've been successful in stopping this, except for the sale of Red Bus over the last 30 years.
That makes sense now. As to why all the Red Buses disappeared.
I mean, it really the public transport system should be owned and operated by local government and run as a public service rather than contracted out competitively. Again, it's an element of failure. Like if you look at London, where the trains have been privatized, but the tube is publicly owned, and the tube is fantastic and affordable. It's
very interesting.
So no, sorry, I had a tangent there, but it's gone. You might have to edit that bit
out. No. It's all right. We quite often lose our train of thought. So we have co-hosts to throw to every now and then. Unfortunately, my co-host is not available. But I'm sure Magenta will really enjoy this. I know we're talking quite, our show kind of goes nationally, and I don't know how many of our viewers are from Christchurch, but I think it's important to spotlight each of the regions and what's going on. And I think the People's Choice is really cool. I see, I think it's done really professional branding, and the candidates, I like that you've got that overarching progressive value set, so that people know when they see People's Choice and they see the brand, that they know what they're voting for. And it's honestly made it very easy to vote this election for myself, and I bet there's a number of people that also feel the same way. Well, I mean, if they agree with it. On the topic of election, seeing as we've got you here and you've got the platform, would you like to do a pitch for yourself?
Oh, pitch for myself. Oh, goodness me. I must mention first my deputy. I've got a deputy chair of community board and incumbent Jackie Simons, who we're like this. She's awesome, and I couldn't have asked for a better deputy chair or better servant of the Linwood ward. So we work as a team, and we both are both Woolston hard and passionate Labour people who have really enjoyed ourselves and getting things done. And if you go through our community board plan, we've ticked off heaps and heaps and heaps of it. So that's why I wanted to run, and why I'm running again is because I want to get things done for my community. And we've been able to played a small part in getting some big things happen. And we have the organics processing plant, which smells as being replaced with something much better technology and going to Hornby. The wastewater treatment plant's getting upgraded and repaired. we've managed to get repairs on roads like Mason's Road, and we've got plenty of things that we want to do. We want to do something with the old depot in Smith Street to make it available for the community, with community space. It's underutilized, and it's a great location. It'd be great to have the Linwood Library there, and we would really like, and also to get some more roads renewed, and get more trees planted. That's something we've made great progress on as well. And just make sure that the voice of the East isn't ignored, and to work constructively with everyone who has an interest in our area of the city. I also want to put a brief plug in for my the co-chair of the People's Choice. It'd be remiss of me not to mention her, Sunita Gautam, who's running for re-election in the Central Ward. She is a really positive and hard-working person who people don't often see the work that she does, but she is she's a real asset to the People's Choice into the city.
Very cool. Well, we're all very, very excited to have some input about how the country is going and voting in the upcoming election. Election date is, I know that the papers have to be in by the 7th if you're doing it by post.
Yeah, but there's now, and this is really, really good, there's bins in most of the supermarkets. So like there's bins and there's New Woolston, Countdown, Eastgate, the library at Eastgate, and at the Wainoni Pack and Save, and the Ferrymead Countdown. So and all around the city, it's similar to that, and at the Aranui Library as well. So it's real easy to vote, and it's funny. Like there are the reasons why people don't vote isn't because it's easy to vote, not easy to vote. Sorry, but it's good to make it easy to vote.
And the last date of vote is the
11th of October at 12 p.m. So
perfect. Trying to look it up.
Plenty of time to vote. And for those who are considering not voting, in areas like Innes and Central and Heathcote, I think probably if you're watching Big Hairy News, then you probably care about things like asset sales and public libraries and stuff. In those marginal wards, every vote's going to make a difference.
There you go. There's the pitch. Go vote, guys. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining us. I could
pleasure.
Talk Christchurch local boy talks for a while, but I won't keep it.
Me too. I could probably do it all day, to be honest.
That's awesome. Thanks for joining us, and we will hopefully hear from you again. And if you would like to see any other candidates who'd like to have a chinwag with us, throw them our way. And
sure. Thank you. And we always keen to have volunteers. So if anybody's watching this and been like, yes, then just get in touch, and you can go to our website and get our contact details, or feel free to get in touch with me. It's the get out the vote period now, so the more the merrier.
Sure. Oh, thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you.
And we're back.
Yeah. Not me being like, oh shit, yeah, that's right, I'm on this show.
Oh, I was live. I wasn't just reacting to something.
Right, I was
there you go.
so busy looking into all the chat, hanging out. That was fun, though.
It was fun. I got to hang out while I was in the show. That's unusual.
Right. And listen to yourself, or I guess turn yourself down.
No, I just stepped away, and I thought, no, I can't be bothered. I don't want to listen to myself. That's just embarrassing. But now you get pretty face.
Yeah, fully awake and alive face.
Yes, I haven't put my face on today. Yeah, I don't know how much of that you yourself were able to listen to.
I was
Any-
listening the whole
any
time.
thoughts?
It's just I had some stuff in the oven, so it was a real good time because I'm slow cooking. So I was like, "Fuck, this is a good time."
Nice.
No, I mean, honestly, you guys covered so much, but it's good to see that there's some people in your area doing some good mahi for the local bodies. And I think I saw a comment. It's probably way far back now since we had quite the discussion in chat. Someone saying that there's no problematic red flag candidates in the Christchurch Lohe. So good work. Good work. Oh, do we have one? Oh, okay.
There might be a neo-Nazi going for
Oh my
mayor,
god!
so-
Of course, Christchurch fucking would.
Yeah, but if he's a
Other than
non yeah, but other than that, if we just ignore the neo-Nazi who's running for mayor, then yeah, we're all good. We're pretty
Man.
good. I think it's just more so like I think I like about the People's Choice is that like you can tell their branding, you can see their posters around the place, you know what the headshots look like. They're all very, very same. They've got really good branding. If you see the People's Choice posters around the place, they kind of almost look like Labour branded. And some of them actually do have their Labour tags as well.
Cool.
If you see those around the place and you're a Christchurch voter, you know you're in good hands. If you're a BHN, fan, I would, yes, look into the People's Choice candidates because they're all on the same page.
I was having a
I
nosy
think.
at their website actually partway through. I was like, I'll just have a bit of a nose. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Good to see more pushing for local body. That's all what we need.
Yes. Yep. That's our little bit. That's my little bit for Christchurch. And yes, a few people mentioned Paul, the other one, who's doing fantastic stuff when it comes to local election and local candidates and things. So
yeah, I mean, there's a lot to keep our eyes across. So it's good that there's people doing that for us in the community, so we can all kind of keep on top of the bullshit.
Of which there's not long to go now. I think it's like what 2 or 3 weeks.
No. Well, actually, there was something I wanted to quickly show people for those who are still left, but it actually goes in quite well with that. Because obviously I was talking last week about how we're going to have a little Wellington BHN meetup, and that I kind of wanted to pair that with, encouraging people to bring their voting papers and all that kind of stuff. And then literally like 3 days after we talked about that, I need to kick you off the screen. Get off the screen. Get off. Get out of here. How can I do it? There we go. Toitu Te Tiriti posted this just like 2 days later, saying they're doing a national activation, which is on the 26th and the 27th, where they're trying to encourage people to basically, whether it's with like friends or whānau or anything like that, just getting people together, encouraging them to either go and actually walk together and vote, or however you want to do it, just kind of using those couple of days as kind of a little push. So yeah, I thought the timing was quite cool. Obviously, since our BHN meetup is on the 27th, which also, guess what, Ems? 2 days after I told you that we were going to go have it at Jack Hackett's, I got an email saying they've closed. They closed. The pub, it's gone. So I have had to, for those who are listening still, I've had to change venue to the Garden Hotel. It's only just down the road on Courtney Place. But yes, that was very bad timing for that one. But hopefully we'll see people there. And also, I'm assuming you're probably aware of what's happening tomorrow? Maybe not?
Am I?
Okay, maybe not. Well, tomorrow is the Women's Day of Action.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say, you're a woman.
I do. I'm a woman. I should know these things.
Right? This is your people.
It is my people.
So there's activations all around the country. So if anyone wants to go along, go to together.org.nz and you'll find this one and then this one, and that just tells you kind of what times and where they are across the country. I believe there's going to be a lot happening unfortunately, I will not be able to join since it's my birthday tomorrow. Well, birthday party tomorrow. So I hope people can go, and as my birthday present, you can go to this. Thank you. How kind of you all to do that.
Wonderful. Well, I think we're at the pointy end. Because it's 11:15 almost. 10 past 11. We've done it. I think we've officially got the record.
Yes.
Good luck.
Well,
to those trying to
actually,
beat us on that one.
hold on. Nah, fuck it. We'll keep going. I got something else I realized I want to show you. Now, we got memed during the show again. So, and whenever people do it during the show, it just impresses me. I didn't see
someone
this.
made a meme during the show.
Yeah, of us from tonight's show. So we're going to get
my
real
goodness.
inception on that. I didn't see this in the chat.
Oh, I saw that too. Ebscar and Magenta discover.
I didn't see that comment, but then I looked at my Discord after the interview went off, and I went, "Why is there a meme of me in my inbox right now?"
I think it was because I was entertaining the crunchy croutons and said I wanted to see them in the cave. So that's where it came
yeah.
from.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it now. But yes, I always appreciate a quick fire meme. It's always very impressive and never ceases to flatter me.
You won't see that on mainstream media. Oh,
Right? They won't let you roast them in meme form actively.
they can't even keep up with news that comes out of 5 to 6.
Oh, yeah. It's all right. They've got Ryan Bridges.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to double
so
check we
lucky.
don't have any chats
Oh
left.
shit, we haven't done any super chats.
No, and also I shout out for Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, tēnā koutou e hoa mā. Just wanted to put that one in there. Also, apparently Dot's been having a hit the chocolate supplies. It's rough out there. Not the chocolate supplies.
Whoa. Ah.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, that was just another. I mean, I feel like we did get a lot of reminders in that last bit, so. Yes, the danger of mouse for $5. Compromise. We have our argument and then do it her way. 9:47. I don't know what we were talking about at that point.
No, that was an hour ago.
Ugh. What is time?
An hour and a half ago.
Oh yeah, kaimatara, ia for personal pronoun and tana for possessive. Yeah, that's the one. I'm really not good with like grammar terms. So learning Te Reo Māori taught me I don't know a lot of English. Mr. Arvids for $2. Infinity Stones now polish. Dumb. Also, I start this one from Gary because this is when we started talking about the Hillary Duff thing.
Yeah.
And I always appreciate Gary. He's a very
This is going to be us in
open-minded-
40 years, so I look forward to it.
Oh, right. Exactly. Also, apparently, Saibo reckons Chewie surely got over jet lag, so he should surely be on the show. I can confirm he has at least been in one March for Palestine already. So
Good on him.
and
Trying to get arrested.
he didn't get arrested though. So I'm happy to report that he has so far not been arrested. Also, what do you mean? Are we 3 minutes? Oh, maybe we're 3 minutes to go.
Oh, I wonder if this is your episode with yourself and Chewie and Rogers.
Oh,
That might have
yeah,
been the turnabout episode.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah, that was us trying to keep it short. So that definitely could have, but yes, I could believe that.
Nice. All right, well, I think we should wrap it up then, because
Yeah.
otherwise we could be here forever.
Oh, no, just kidding. Yeah.
We'll be back next Friday. It's fine.
That's all right. I'll be back on Monday as well. Like, I have a place to
That's
yell
true.
now while I'm not here. So, as I was saying to people in the chat, if you want more of the like bigger non-BHNier type stuff, just put it on my list and come hang over it with me at Aotearoa tonight. Rogers and I got a lot cooking over there. So, And I'll probably have to get you to come on for one of our episodes about growing up in the 90s and 2000s.
Oh,
especially because you're a South Islander. I don't have a South Island perspective.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well. It's probably just a lot whiter.
Hey!
There is just a lot more country and a lot more white.
Hey, there's always new things I can learn about the white side of my culture. You know?
Yeah. I'm happy to
Why
share.
not?
I've heard that white people are really good at sharing the culture.
I mean, I do love fish and chips.
Oh, that's the no, I can't say that. That's inappropriate. All right, let's get out of here before it gets too late.
Right, before we get cancelled.
Before we get cancelled, let's go.
Help us settle a debate, whether it be thoughtful or funny, even if we're all creatures of hate. It's a fine line that we're walking together. For better, push aside the temptation to berate. Let's take a note of the corners we stand in. As many points as the hairs on my chinny chin chin. When the news that we're watching is hairy, knowing all the things that we need to be wary of. Like the rich have the hand out for rewards, while the many have to work out what they can't afford. And the rest of us ain't paying attention, or maybe have questions we're too worried to mention. Other media is still dwelling on trivial facts, vetting bees from the rice and the mice from the rats, and picking and choosing a warpath to run, and linking ourselves with the hill to die on. It's gotta come down to a welcoming vibe, with an A and a self and a higher in mind. All have a lean either this way or that, and will be analyzed by what Chewie and Pat. With the evil in the world trying to mess with your head, and you're sitting on the couch, you're thinking chivalry's dead. Each night, 2 nights, they're gonna sing you to bed. It's big hairy news.
A wild Wookiee appears.
Oh, whoa!
It's the Fufu
Oh
himself.
shit! See, this is why we should have stayed on longer, guys. See, I fucking told you the show should go longer. Oh.
It's like a celebrity appearance.
Day drunk,
Day
Chewie.
drunk
Oh, no,
Chewie.
he can't finish now. Surely he jumps in.
No, too late. Sorry, Chew. Come join us on Discord. All right, that's it from us. We'll see you next Friday at 9 p.m. Magenta will be online on Monday at 9 p.m.
Yep, and
no,
for my
9 p.m.
birthday, get someone to vote in their local election. That's it. Vote.
There you go. He said Jennifer's Jelly. All right, we're gonna head off. Jenny, have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Press the right button.